Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, Mr. Con. Welcome back to MotoGP 18 as Mario was back on form in the wet round Brno last time out. Can he go a couple steps better on the Austrian round, the Red Bull Ring in Austria? So here goes Mario then, for 3 laps of qualifying in Austria, trying to best Bezecchi's 36 flat. As he's reaffirmed that championship lead over Kenneth and Martin. As all he just avoided was that Sasaki or Nuruddin very slow out the pit lane. It will cost him sometimes on the run up to this hairpin. He's already apparently caught a second up. Oh, he's outbraked himself though. That'll cost him some more time. This is just a horsepower circuit really. Those are long straights and in tight corners for the bikes. Around these right-handers mostly. Especially corners like this with the downhill brake, and you can see some passing there in the race. Just like we saw War Mario last season on that Avintia. Titanic battle for the win. Wonder if we'll see the same in the race. This for that's been a bit all over the place. You can see he's around half a second down of that second sector, but that was his weakest sector, remember, last season as well. Everywhere else he seems to be alright. As he goes in the penultimate corner, taking a bit of grass with him. Not the ideal though. And downhill like a hell through the final corner, just a bit cautious from Mario on this first lap. It's cost him some time, it's a 37 for that. So he lost it in sectors 2 and 4. But definitely adding him to the first and third sector. And getting a bit cautious in that first corner. Needs to be carrying it in third, then down the second, just so you're hitting the apex and quickly on the power. Just a bit slow for Mayo, but let's see if he can nail the braking uphill. Braking around 100 metres. Look at that first gear. Very slow rounder. Just so clumsy on a motorbike on that right hander, but then you pick power up so quickly. And then downhill, again braking around 100 metres, but this time because the bike can get away from in the middle of that corner. On the power nice and early. And then probably the worst corner on the circuit really. It's blind, it's bumpy, it's difficult to hit the apex. Just got to trust yourself that you've hit it right. And then through the left hand, he accelerate through the right. Onto this back straight, you can see Mario still up. As Di Giannantonio's gone quickest now, 35.3. Mario apparently 10th down though, to the Gresini rider. He goes for the final corner a bit more aggressive. He might be getting some slipstream of his old teammate Loy as he goes towards the line. It's pole for Mario by a 10th. And isn't that good to see after a few races away? Mario on pole for Leopard ahead of the Gresini of Di Giannantonio. And a double Leopard front row with Bastianini in third ahead of Martin. In fourth then Otto and Bezecchi. John McPhee leading the third row ahead of Nuruddin and the Thai rider. What fantastic qualifying for the Asian riders. Kenneth rounds out the top 10. Poor from the Australia Galizia rider ahead of Loy and Yurchenko. And then you've got Ramirez leading the fifth row ahead of Rodrigo and Della Porta. There's Antonelli, Mesa and Kornfeld. And you've got Renus, Binder and Suzuki on the 7th row. Emilio, Arbolino and Tuba, Foggia, Bulliger, the teammates together, Alonso Lopez in 27th on the Austria Galizia machine. And it's an all-Japanese last row of Sasaki and Masaki at the back. So, let's see if Mario can hold on and grab his second successive victory around the Red Bull Ring. So here's McDonald revving up at the start, waiting for the lights to go. Out as we get underway for 8 laps around the Red Bull Ring. And here's the Gresini riders and Ottel, the German. Look at that launch. As they go 3 or 4 wide, but don't have the force to take the run off. As he gets alongside Di Giannantonio, you can see Bastianini in front. As he go up the hill. Oh, towards the hairpin. Madonna sneaks ahead of his teammate. And then he's got the outside line into the hairpin. Tries to cut back, but he finds a Bezzecchi in the way. So now it's Grassini 1-2, Leopard 3-4. And look at this slipstream from McDonald again. He's got so much horsepower on this thing. Takes back the lead. But really outbrakes himself. So rejoins in 4th. He's got Arenas and Ramirez, the Spaniards battling over 14th. Got Canet up to 5th. On the edge of the top 10. What a start for the Spaniards. Go into the left. There you go, the run for McDonald in towards the penultimate corner. Got Lopez down in 25th battling with Suzuki. Sasaki and Masaki still battling over last place. As it's Martin in, Bezzecchi battling over the lead. It's McDonald and DJ Antonio battling over 3rd. For the final couple corners. Donald holds on to the position. Might be looking to get the slipstream off his teammate, as in this like it's Martin who's going to lead across the line. Or is it? No, Bastianini by a nose. Got Canet rounding out the top 5. You can see Otto and Bezzecchi, McPhee. You can see Martin, Bastianini running right in the first corner. McDonald takes back the lead on this second lap. As we go towards the hairpin again. Look at that run Martin got with the double slipstream. So he takes the lead, but then McDonald's got to run again down these straights. You can see what this race is going to be. It's slipstream city. As Arbalona's down to last. Suchenko's into the top 10. Joining his McPhee, his teammate McPhee there. What a race for the Kazakhstan riders. They go 3 wide. Martin's been hung out to dry. Bastianini takes the lead. Oh, Martin wants that 3rd place back. He goes elbow to elbow with McDonald. It's not just for 3rd in the race. These are championship points. It could define who wins at the end of the season. And after such a poor result last time out, Martin wants to grab some points back on McDonald. McDonald says no way into the penultimate corner, almost gets into the back of DJ Antonio, who's trying to make a move on Bastianini. McDonald trying to make a move on both of them around the outside. Final corner is not going to work. As we go on to the 3rd lap. Antonelli outside of the points in 16th, battling with Binder. We've got Otto Madrigo in the top 10. Still status quo behind, but it's so close. You put a blanket over the top 10. You've got Binder and the Tyro battling over the final point. You've got McDonald parting the seas. He's Moses out there into the lead. Look at that rear under braking as he gets forced onto the grass now, taking the unconventional line. He still holds on to 3rd for Martin. He must be frustrated in that position already. Well, everyone else must be frustrated seeing McDonald do this every straight. As they try and make it 4 wide into the next corner. All 3 of them launch past McDonald with some help. That's a good thing for that trio in front. McDonald's leading the first half of that. They're leading the second, the most important half of that. I saw the Grassini riders go wide. Now McDonald's to dive down the inside. Martin says no, as he's trying to make a move on DJ Antonio. As he head towards the penultimate corner, let the Grassini riders battle. Says McDonald, I'll just dive down the inside. But not just them, maybe his teammate as well, not quite. Bezzecchi's past Canet for 5th. Oh, maybe into the final corner. He's practicing for the final lap, of course. You've got Antonelli and Yurchenko battling over the final point. Got McDonald just behind his teammate across the line. Well, for once, he could be leading going into the first corner. There's Canet and Bezzecchi battling over 5th like a hell. These last couple of corners, got Ramirez ahead of Foggia. Maybe seeing highlights all over the place. You've got so much fighting. As I said, this is just Slipstream City. It's almost like oval racing this for the bikes. some tight corners and then these long straights for them. Especially these Moto3 bikes. I think Della Porta up to 8th. Got McPhee up to 7th. Got McDonald holding on into right-hander. For once. Or not. Look at them. They all waited until the exit. How smart of them. Got Ottel and McPhee battling over 8th. Going to the outside. It should become the inside or not, as Martin's very slow there. That McDonald to go. Look at this. You could literally put toilet paper, single ply toilet paper, just one piece over the top of all of them. We've got Loy and Bulliger. We've got McDonald going for the lead into his favourite passing spot, it seems, the penultimate corner. It's gone a bit wide on the exit though. So he's gone wide in the final corner, but for once, could he lead across the line? Which could be significant heading into the second half of this race. He does, ahead of his teammate. It is Leopard through Gazzini here in Austria. It's McDonald, Fee, Bezzecchi, Fee, Martin, Fee, Di Gianantonio. Left them no room there. Very aggressive from McDonald. Well, that's what you got to do if you've got to win round here. Get your elbows out at times. So here comes everyone down the inside. And here comes someone through the gap. How did he find that? That's McPhee ahead of Della Porta for 7th. Della Porta must want to join his teammates up here. So it doesn't look like it's happening. That's all. McDonald gets pushed this time by Martin. He takes the lead. So now he's getting elbows out with his teammate, McDonald. Goes around the outside of Di Gianantonio. Into the left-hander, holds on. That's Martin, after being in 4th for so long. Now leads. Gets that taste of free air. Of clean air in front. But for how long? He's come to the end of the 5th lap. Di Gianantonio thought he had a move there. McDonald says, get out of here. Go towards the penultimate corner. Who will lead across the line? Will it be McDonald or Martin? So McDonald almost into the back of Martin, repaying the favour from earlier than that. It will be the Cassini rider across the line, but into the first corner. McDonald's got the run once again on a straight. Holding that inside line. And takes the lead back. But for how long? No one seemed to be able to hold the lead for more than a couple of corners. As Arenas and Nerdin are battling like he had a tyre rider down to 26th. What a fall from his qualifying position. And look at that braking from Martin into the hairpin as oh, bashing in. He pushes McDonald wide. He gets a warning from the stewards. Well, surely that's a warning. No, it should be handed to his teammate. And look at Yachenko making moves now. Up to 12th, down to 14th immediately though. We go into the right-hander. He gets going again, but down in 6th. How significant is that crash for the championship? And whoa, Canet! What was Arnold doing there? So how quick he gets back past Bezzecchi. He's already up to 4th immediately. But the big thing, he's lost his time. And he's run out of laps to catch up, maybe just 2 after this. And he's 3.4 back. Gonna have to see 2 qualifying laps from McDonald. He's gonna catch up. He's already pushing too hard in that final corner. Bit wide. As it is Bezzecchi ahead of Di Gianantonio and Martin. Oh, his teammate could do him a huge favour here, Mario. He's 3 seconds back. He's gained half a second at final sector. That's not a bad start. But the big question, what happened to Canet? Just lost it. In that left hand, he's all by himself. He's got Otto and Bezzecchi battling behind to McDonald's relief. So he's got a 1.3 second gap behind to his teammate Della Porta. As it is 2 Grassinis and 3 Leopards in the top 5. As Canet's back into the top 10 of Della Porta. What the heck? Della Porta was 5th, now he's 11th. How small is the blanket that covers the riders behind then? As McPhee's up to 6th ahead of Otto. McDonald's pushing like a hell to gain on this top 3, but it's not happening. He's now 3.5 back. He's just 3 seconds back at the beginning of the lap. Fortunately, they got the benefit of slipstream. No one has none of that. So they're all helping each other along down these straights. McDonald all by himself. Could be a lonely last couple laps. After his clash with Martin. We've got Yurchenko up to 11th ahead of Nurdin. McDonald across the line, 3.5 back. He's lost half a second as he got into the final lap. There's now Yurchenko ahead of Della Porta into 11th. Brno from being near the back up to 18th. We've got DJ and Antonio back with Martin for 2nd, behind Bastianini. As they go nicely into the corner for once for McDonald into that hairpin. As Otto's ahead of Bezzecchi. Yurchenko ahead of Della Porta. Got Rodrigo up to 16th ahead of Suzuki. Della Porta fighting immediately back against the Kazakhstan rider though. As McPhee into the top 5 ahead of Otto. What a race this could be for the Scot. Canet up to 9th ahead of Kornfeld. But this is where Canet's dreams of the championship could have been chucked away. You never know. Because apart from this recent run for McDonald, the top 3 have been so consistent. Top 4 with DJ and Antonio have been so consistent compared to the rest. As Bastianini and Martin are battling for the win. DJ and Antonio down to 3rd. We go through the penultimate corner. Who's going to win in Austria? It's out the final corner, though ahead of 2, but it's Bastianini again for the Leopard ahead of Martin and DJ and Antonio for McDonald. What will happen after that crash? That could have been a big one. That could have been a championship changer. So Bastianini wins by 41 thousandths of a second as DJ and Antonio did the fastest out of the race in 3rd, just half a second back of the winner. And then McDonald in 4th, just around 4 seconds back. And then you have Bezzecchi running at the top ahead of Otto, McPhee, Antonelli, Canet down in 9th. Kornfeld rounds out the top 10 ahead of Ramirez, Della Porta, Rodrigo, Binder, and Meza grabs the final point ahead of Suzuki by less than 1/10 of a second. He definitely got crowded in that midfield, as right at the back was Yurchenko. So in the championship, McDonald still leads. But it's just 5 points ahead of Martin, who goes back up to 2nd. DJ Antonio's just a further 5 points back. Canet down to 4th, but he's still just 13 points behind McDonald, who's led all season long. Despite it being this close for the last few races, incredible. As you've got Bastianini, he's 42 points back. He's coming at a rapid pace towards this top 4. You've got Bezzecchi in 6th, Antonelli 7th, Della Porta in 8th, Otto up to 9th ahead of Rodrigo. Then you've got McPhee up to 12th, superb result for the Scot in the top 10. Same for Binder, scoring some points in 23rd now with 2 points as the South African ahead of Yurchenko. Nuruddin now the best of the non-point scorers, Tuba, as well as just 5 riders have not scored points this season, including the Thai rider Loy and Masaki at the back. And for McDonald, he didn't beat all of his teammates, but he got the quarter objective, he got the race objective, and he's virtually the number 1 rider in the team despite the form of the beast, the Italian. He is number 1 almost in the Leopard team. So heading into the final third of the season, it'll be interesting how that team dynamic plays out, as look at those development points earned, look at that reputation earned as well for those Moto2 offers at the end of the season. As Marquez wins ahead of Dovi and Rossi, getting some revenge for last season. As then we've got Oliveira ahead of Alex Marquez and Bagnaia. Well, in the Red Bull's Rookie Cup, it is the Czech rider ahead of the Turkish riders. So in bike development, what do we do? As next time up is Silverstone. It's a horsepower circuit in Great Britain. But then you saw around Austria, Madonna has so much horsepower. It's under braking where he's losing lots of time, where he was able to get overtaken. And so you had to use that slipstream and that horsepower to get by on the straights, to stay ahead and to stay in that lead battle. And you saw the mistake came when he was under the braking as well, down the hill, just losing it. Went into the back of Martin and lost himself some valuable points. So let's see what it can do for the brakes. Prevent the lock-in when braking, or increase that braking power. He probably needs both, to be honest. But let's improve the lock-in on the braking. I think that's, just being a bit too cautious on the brakes. Hopefully with that you can be a bit more aggressive under the brakes and not have that fear of just losing or folding the front end. As next time I'll be heading to Silverstone, as I said, to round out the second third of the season. And look at this middle third. You've seen a big low Mount Catalonia, and you're just one podium despite top 10s, top 5s and all the other races. That's why the championship is so close heading to the 12th round of the season. Can McDonald get back out on top, or will Martin, Canetti, and Antonio continue eking points out of the championship lead? Find out next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you around Silverstone.